The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 5-Minute Warning. Once again, my name is Ruben. Take you through all the craziness of our world. And of course, my man, my mellow Mo B in the house. What's going on, Mo B?
Not much, man. What's going on?
I mean, honestly, dealing with sorry ass people driving, but you know, that's few and far between, I guess. But other than that, man, just chilling, man. How was your week?
Man, we can't complain. Did a little too much work. Didn't really get enough sleep. But
Work as in work you getting paid for or work around the house?
Man, doesn't matter. Work is work. Work is work.
I hear that. So Caden's won again.
Yeah.
Caden's team won again. One game from the playoffs, right?
Yeah, one game from the start of playoffs.
Nice. How many teams in the playoffs?
I don't even know.
Now, is it just the teams you already played, or some teams you haven't played?
No. We're in the North Division. There's a South Division too. So
did they break them up North South, or they just mix everybody up?
I mean, the playoffs are broken up North and South.
Well, I mean, for the playoffs, do they do like you go through the North Division again?
Yeah, it's North and South, and then it's they call it a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So let's just be real, man. I mean, it's me and you here, and anybody else who listening. What are the chances they're going to the Super Bowl, man? Real talk.
I mean, I think they got a real good chance of going to the Super Bowl. I mean,
because they just smacked everybody pretty much, right?
I mean, I don't know if I said they smacked, but they beat everybody. They should have smacked most of the people they played, but they've won every game.
Was there a game that was within 10 points?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we played Ettrick. We were actually down to Ettrick at one point in time.
You're talking about last Saturday, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, before?
That was Matoka.
Oh. I mean, it's the same damn city, man. Basically.
Pretty much.
Ettrick and Matoka. So, yeah. Well, good stuff, man. Congrats to the team, man. We hope they do well. Maybe, if they win, maybe we might have Caden's on to do a little quick interview or something.
I don't know, man. She might be a lot like my mom. She might try to steal the show.
I mean, that's cool. We'll just ask her a couple questions. We won't ask her what she's spending all that money she just won.
What money? If she getting money, I need some money too. I need to be her agent.
I mean, because she might say Raider gear.
I need to be like every other parent that mooches off their kid's success.
Wow, really? Well, do they get rings and stuff if they win the Super Bowl?
Nah, I think they just get trophies. I don't think they get rings.
Boo! You know what they should get? They all should get like a championship belt. That'd be dope.
Man, that's played, man. The belt thing is kind of played, man.
Whatever. If they give you one, you'd be all right.
I mean, I'd be all right, but I'm just saying I think the belt thing is kind of played, man. I think everybody has jumped on the belt bandwagon a little too much. It was cool. It was cool about 15 years ago. Now it's like, everybody's got a belt.
Cool. We got a couple people in the box. We got Dre from VA, all aboard the Heineke train. Oh yeah, buddy. I really wasn't gonna bring that up, but we'll talk about that shortly. Yep, and Moco Cowboy is agreeing with the choo choo. Because if I'm correct, Moco Cowboy is a Green Bay Packer hater, so he was very happy that Washington did that dirt today.
I just don't want anything good to happen to Aaron Rodgers, so I guess that makes me part of the crew as well.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, I can tell you one thing: they couldn't catch shit out there today, bro. They couldn't catch a cold if somebody gave it to them in their face. That joint was horrible
Hey, full disclosure, I haven't watched any football all
today.
weekend. All weekend.
Nice.
I ain't watch other than watching Cadence play. I haven't watched any football all weekend.
I'll say this, man. The weirdest thing that happened today, there was a 20-minute stoppage, literally a 20-minute stoppage for a fumble that literally you watch it on the because they played it on the video screen. Robinson was carrying the ball. He had the ball two hands like this, like Wakanda, and they were trying to strip it. And he goes down to the ground. He is on the ground, and the ball pops out. And they were like a fumble. And I was like, 20 minutes under the helm to tell us literally that, he was down by contact. Bro. This could have been the worst officiating since the Tuck rule. This shit was bad. This shit was real bad. Real bad. But Washington won, so that's all it really matters. And I mean, I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers, man. Because he got a whole hold on. And the reason why is because look, man, I get it, man. You don't want nothing positive to happen to that dude. And I understand. And like he's on my fantasy team, and I'm not even like feeling him. But it's just like, bro. I mean, his best catcher is his running back. Like those guys were dropping like it'd be in their hand, and like Butterfinger hit. Like they dropped at least 6-7 passes. Man, I mean, like non-touch 6-7 passes.
Cry me a motherfucking river.
Oh no, I'm not crying a river. I'm just like, yo, like, man, I guess he is that's just a different type of hell, man. Because I've never seen a team whose receivers are so bad. Like literally, his 2 touchdowns came from Lazard, who ended up leaving because he got hurt. And then Aaron Jones, which was a beautiful pass. And he caught it like he was a receiver in the end zone. But yeah, man. We won. Heineke threw a pick 6. The only real mistake of the day between any team. Well, no, I take that back. Green Bay muffed a punt. I mean, I don't understand, Moby. They had the worst special teams last year. They hired your special teams coach, who was the best special teams coach in the NFL, and they still suck. Like, I don't get it.
Why are we spending this much time on the Green Bay fucking Packers?
I'm just asking, man. Are they just drafting horrible like special teams people?
No, they've just hitched their wagon to Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think he's a fucking good human being. And I'm just saying, like, I don't know the guy, but like nothing about anything about the way the guy moves suggests that he's a good human being. So like, I don't really have any interest in Green Bay or anything that happens to him. I appreciate the fact that you care about him because he's on your fantasy football team.
But I'm also a realist,
and you like his commercials because you want to just discount, double check it and shit. But
I mean, I haven't seen one of those in like a year.
Other than that, like I could care less about Aaron Rodgers, man.
I mean,
I wish he would have retired 3 years ago.
I mean, him and Brady both probably. Jeez, Brady's look like ass today. They lost to damn Carolina, who traded their best player.
I'm just saying, if you spend time talking about Brady, I'd at least be like, all right, you're talking about a quarterback that's been, relevant.
I mean, I don't know a lot about the game because all I know is they got beat like 21-3 or something. That's just embarrassing among itself. Um, yeah, AEW's coming to Norfolk. The only time in Virginia. Yeah, nobody cares about you. Um, still better than the Giants receiver core. I think it's a hard push.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
That's a hard push, man. At least the Giants catch passes.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I might
That's
be
a
with you.
hard push.
I might be with you on that, man. That I don't know. I don't know if I feel confident saying that.
At least the Giants win. That's very true. They win in spite of Daniel Jones.
Oh,
Which
man, leave Danny Dimes alone, man. You just can't wait every time. And every time there's a chance to take a shot at Danny Dimes, you just going to like what?
look, man.
Why do you hate that man so much? What did he do to you, man?
First of all, I don't really hate him.
Did Daniel Jones come and take your girl, man? Like, just let me know. Like,
First of all, if Daniel Jones took my girl, that means my girl's worth something. Because I don't got one. So, I mean, but nah, man, I don't really care about Daniel Jones. I just think he's not worth the number 6 pick that they picked him. And there are people in my life who love Daniel Jones. So there are people in my life who I have to hate Daniel Jones a little bit harder. So he ran 100 yards today. Did he throw for 100 yards is the question. How many interceptions did he have? Did he give the damn ball away? Like, that's all I care about. He's not gonna get re-signed, but he might. Who knows? But yeah, other than that, the best quarterback on the field today was Burrow. 4 passing touchdowns, like 482 yards, and then he had the nerve to run 20 yards for one. So, that dude's a G right now. But I digress. One thing I will say, then we're gonna end all this football talk. Yo, man, people can say what they want, but I know last year we were the NFC least. Now we're the NFC beast. So, and I'm gonna leave it there. Actually, one more thing. Someone did say something on the Reddit forum. First of all, the Reddit forum for the NFC East is awesome. It's completely awesome. And they said the NFC East, you will applaud your team and slit their throats at the same time. And I'm just like, that is very true. Because all the NFC East teams won today, and Philly was on bye. And, we love on each other. But if we're playing each other, we want to kill each other. So,
I mean, ain't that every division full of rivals?
Possibly.
Possibly. Let's not romanticize your division just because they're good for the first time in, I don't know, a decade. Like, let's just roll with it.
Hey, it's good stuff, man.
They were not as bad as we thought they were going to be. Congratulations.
Hey, well, you say that, but Lord knows everybody picked Green Bay to beat Washington this week. So after all them,
and I think that was a fair pick. I mean, based on history, like just because it didn't happen doesn't mean was it the right pick.
Which is interesting that you say that, because Aaron Rodgers has never won in Washington. He is 0-4 in Washington. Fun fact. Didn't know that today. Didn't know that. Found out today. So awesome. So let's get into the first thing on your mind. You ready, Moby?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about anything other than football, because I intentionally started off by saying I didn't watch any football, hoping it would be a caveat for us to not talk about football for 11 minutes.
Hey, that's what we did. You should have been like tough.
I should have just came on like 15 minutes into the show, and you would have been done on your football soliloquy.
There's nothing wrong with football, man.
I ain't say there was anything wrong with football.
I'm sorry that you didn't watch football today.
I'm not. Like, I did it on purpose. It wasn't an accident.
Well, that's on you. Hooray. All right. So first thing on your mind will be Virginia mom charged with murder after 4-year-old son eats large amount of THC gummies, police say.
She was charged with murder?
Yes.
I mean, what, did she put it in his lunchbox or something?
I mean, I don't know yet, but
I mean, I can get reckless endangerment. I could get, hey, she should have been more responsible, but murder?
I mean, considering he was 4, so he probably really didn't go to school.
Once again, I can see reckless endangerment. I can see, hey, you made a boneheaded decision by having gummies in reaching distance of a kid that had high levels of THC, but murder? I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. Like,
Okay.
should she be charged with something? Yes, yes, because kids are responsibility. But murder?
Well, on May 6th, he got taken to the hospital. Um, they learned from the doctor that the child's toxicity level showed a high level of THC, the active chemical found in cannabis. And the child ingested a large amount of THC gummies. Um, The child's death could have been prevented if medical intervention occurred shortly after the ingestion. Um, they're still working on specifics. The only thing you can say that the gummies contain Delta 8 THC, which is one of them 100 cannabinoids. Interesting. Produced naturally by the cannabis plant, but is not found in significant amounts of the cannabis plant. So that's weird. But yeah, that's kind of it. They don't really go into the fact of, clearly somehow this child got all these gummies and just scarfed them down, and either the parent didn't know or they were just like, ha ha ha, you ate a whole bunch of gummies and now you sick, and
I
maybe
mean,
I should take you to the hospital.
here it is. Like, maybe, and this is a way I could be like, all right, no sympathy. Maybe the parent was high as shit off some gummies and didn't even realize it was feeding the kid a whole bunch of these damn gummies too.
Very possible. I
But
guess
even
the trial's
then,
still
man.
ongoing.
Yeah, but
So
even then, man, murder. Just when you say murder, like, I feel like it needs to be something that was maliciously done, not something that was done possibly out of stupidity or negligence.
she was 30 years old and she lived in Spotsylvania County in Virginia. I mean, so, and this is what I'll say is, this is one of those times where the attorney general or whoever, the prosecution, is trying to make a statement, but you might have gone too far. Just like with OJ, just like with Casey Anthony. Hey man, you got to be able to charge what you can prove, because she might be able to get off for murder. But if you put her for felony murder or felony child neglect, she goes to jail. So the question is, are you trying to send a message or are you trying to be right? You know what I'm saying? And I just think that maybe they're hoping she'll make a deal. But I don't know. If I'm that woman, I didn't kill my kid, and you have to basically prove for murder, unless it's like murder 3, which is what basically, what is it? Begin with the M. Whatever. Just a lower part of a higher of another thing. I mean, so I think I agree with you. I think murder's a little too strong, because you got to prove that shit. Now, if she kept feeding the kid gummies and then they both were high, yeah, you just a dumbass parent. So, as far, they didn't say the kid was diabetic, Moco Cowboy. But yeah, I guess a 4-year-old can't take that much THC. So, and what's going on, Black Morticia Adams? Glad you could join us today. But the moral of the story is, make sure you know what gummies your kids are eating.
That's the moral of the story.
I mean, you got a better one?
I'm just saying that was the more, like, why does the story have to have a moral ending?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe why can't the story just be a story, man?
I mean, it felt like it felt good, man. Let it go.
Okay. No, it felt good too.
Here's another one for you. Georgia men come to pick up their daughter from school, realize it's the same girl. First thing on your mind, Moby.
Wait a minute. So both more than one dude came to pick up their daughter, and it's the same woman. So they both paying child support.
It's the same girl.
So it's the same girl,
Yes.
but multiple dads came to pick them up.
Yes.
Once again, my question remains the same. So both of these dudes paying child support on the same chick and not knowing it, because hey, that mother the greatest hustler of all time right there.
I mean, Nikki, I see you. It should be negligent and improper handling. I agree. It shouldn't be murder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Murder just didn't feel right on that.
But I mean, if
I realize you gotta she got arrested for something.
Yeah.
But murder,
that's pushing it. You know, so we'll see if she gets a good lawyer. If she gets a public defender, her ass is done. So, Dre, you wish it was that easy. You wish it was that easy. So, basically, two men came to pick up two men who have discovered they were both fathers to a young girl. They came to pick her for school. And so, here's the funny part, man. Before I even continue, this was a TikTok user who put this video online. And she worked at the school. She worked in the front office. So when she saw two dudes picking up the same kid, but they came in separately, her first thought was, let me grab my phone and videotape this shit. Sad. That's how sad America has become. However,
it's not just America, man. That's kind of the world. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's shitty unless it says World Star. If you don't say World Star, then you just wasted a lot of time.
People still do World Star? Like, I really haven't seen a World Star clip in a while, so maybe it's because I'm not looking for them too. So
yeah, I'll tell you what happened in the game later. This was something good. But so they came at the same time, and they both looked at each other, and they was like, "Why are you checking out my child? Who are you?"
Wow.
And the other dude was like, "Who are you? What do you mean? I'm her dad." What? You couldn't have planned this shit. You couldn't have pan-trapped this shit any better. And they were both listed as emergency contacts for the girl, and they checked the IDs, so they were legit.
Man, so all we needed was more Povich to come out of the office.
You are not the father.
And be like, we've got the results.
But it gets better.
First of all, is it getting better or is it getting worse for this child? I mean, just be honest. Is it getting better or worse for this child?
It's a little bit of both, actually. So the principal of the school told Sheena Jackson, the person who works there. Once again, the person who works there decided to take out her phone and record all this shit. While she's helping them. I don't know. What? She called the mother, and the mother started screaming and crying, and the dads were going at it. They were, quote unquote, going in. That's what it says in the article. They were separated as they waited for their mother to arrive at school. I'm sorry. I had to look at your face, Moby, because this shit gets even funnier. That's funny, Black Morticia Adams. Hold on. I got an answer for that. So she gets to the school. One of the daddies ran to the parking lot to her. What's going on? What's going on? Why didn't you tell me? So they all ran to the parking lot. Video camera and all. What kind of shit is this? And one of the dudes actually hit her. And the mother had been telling both men that they were both the father of the girl. and the girl wasn't present. And nobody ever knew anything. This was crazy. But at the end of the day, the police was there. One of the day who hit the mom, she got locked up. Mom went to EMS. Grandma came and got the child because nobody could get the child at that point. So they had to call grandma ass up there to come get the kid because just so happens these two dudes decide to come pick the girl up out of school on the same day and like, hey, let's have a skip day. What kind of parent trap shit is this?
Man, you worried about the parent trap shit. My thing is like this mother is a terrible genius.
But it gets better.
Nah, man, nothing about the story got better,
there's
man.
one more thing. There's one more thing.
I mean, it's making me sad, man, because you keep saying it's getting better, like there's not an actual human being involved in this shit, man.
So
like,
hold on.
As messy, as funny as the messiness is, like there's a kid involved, man.
Well, here's the thing. So they called the mom to follow up. And then the mom was like, her best friend was responsible for parent trapping them. You can't trust no bitches out here, man. That's just like, really? Yo, your best friend set all this shit up, knowing full well that it's not gonna be positive for you. Because maybe she was getting shit from both of them.
Yeah, and the friend was hating. That's all that was.
That's some foul shit.
You've been over here celebrating about all this dough you got. All right.
That's some foul ass shit, man. You can't trust these bitches out here, man. And it doesn't say whether he was a male or female. That's why I just said bitches. Because, it could have been a dude and he can be a bitch too. Ice Cube said that shit. A bitch is a bitch. Doesn't matter if you poor or rich.
A lot of hate, man. A lot of hate happening.
That's great, yo. So she broke up all that shit. Somebody got somebody put in jail. And then this girl thinks she got two damn daddies.
I mean, how old is the kid in question? Like, did they put that?
No, they can't put that.
I mean, I thought they just couldn't put the name. I thought they could put the age. But you know what? I'm glad they did. But man, like
they don't even say what type of school it was. Like they don't say the name of the school or nothing. So they don't even say if it's like a middle school, high school, whatever.
It don't matter. It's all bad.
Yeah, let's see here. The mom slept with the dad as the mom really wanted to be the father. Man, did they have to flip a coin to see who took the girl home that day? That's so foul. Black Witch Adams. Someone roll up in that piece with a sword to split the baby. Wow, KB Echo. That's dark. And we just got real dark. I bet you all three of them was claiming the kid on their taxes.
I kind of thought about that too, but I didn't want to add any more humor to a story that I already think is not funny.
Look, man. On some small level,
I get it, man.
On some small level, parent traps are funny. Bro, it's just fucked up.
You like train wrecks, and I don't. We fundamentally see the world different, and that's okay, man. But like, we've been on this for like 5 minutes too long.
Yeah, I'm just going over people. Best friend was hating because her baby daddy didn't give a fuck about him or her child. He had too big. That's wow.
I mean, look, the worst part about the story is the hate that was involved, the fact that the friend did it. But then again, maybe the friend was just looking at it from the place like, hey, man, you can't keep jerking these two dudes about, being.
Yeah, but it ain't her. It ain't their spot.
You right. You right. But at some point in time, whose responsibility? Who's gonna take responsibility for it? And what I mean by that is like we lucky this had like a moderately peaceful outcome.
Well, one dude went to jail because he slapped the mama.
But what I'm saying is like, imagine if this would have went on until the kid was like in high school or something.
But we don't know what grade she was in. She could have been in high
Man,
school.
you right.
I mean, Keviako, now we need to find out that neither one was actually the father. Yo, that's foul. Too bad Mari's retired. Because this is a great Mari show. Jerkin was how she got 2 baby daddies. Yep, Black Monte Challenge. You right about that? All right. And the third one for the day. You ready, Moby?
Sure.
Massachusetts woman unleashed a swarm of bees on deputies serving eviction notice, police say.
What?
Massachusetts woman unleashed a swarm of bees on deputies serving an eviction notice, police say.
How did? I mean, I'm just like, is this like some cartoon clip where like she throws like a bee's nest outside while they? How is this even possible? Like, I need more context because that was weird.
This happened October 12th in Massachusetts. So deputies were serving notice. Who were serving notice were met with protesters outside her house, and the woman's 55 years old. And basically, what happened was they were serving a notice of eviction. So she put on a beekeeper suit to protect herself. She started shaking the hives and broke the cover off one and pointed them at the cops. So hundreds of bees swarmed out and stung one deputy. Not all of them, just one. So she didn't have too much control. She was eventually arrested, but not before several sheriff's employees were stung, including 3 who were allergic to bees. So, there was like, 3 of these cops who got stung were allergic to bees, and she said, "Oh, you're allergic? Good. That's cold-blooded,
No
dog.
fucks given.
Not at all. Not at all.
No fucks given.
She pled not guilty at her arraignment and was released without bail.
She said, "I ain't do shit. The bees did."
And then they said one staff member went to the hospital, and luckily he was all right. I mean, she put on her supervillain costume. You're not evicting me, motherfuckers. And shot bees at cops. What do you think, man?
First of all, I still don't get how this happened. I don't.
She shook it. She shook it up. She pointed the thing at the cops, took the top off it, and they just went straight. And they was the first thing they saw with police. I mean, that's kind of how they work there.
I mean, I get that's how they work, but like who? Like this is premeditated. Was this like her security system at the crib? Like,
no, she did that because they didn't want her served. They didn't want to. She didn't want to get served.
Once again, I get that, but like,
she attacked him. It's like shooting him with a gun, basically.
Once again, so she just had this thing of bees with her.
It was in her SUV, yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. So she just rolled around with bees, like
they were trying to serve her. She rolled up. Oh hell no! Put on the suit, put on the beekeeper suit, shook the bees up. Go get them, and they went and got them. Yeah, super villain at bay, man. What are you gonna do? She's a candy man. The Wickerman. 99 cents to rent on Google Play. That's funny. What's up, David King in the house? She has a superpower. She's a bitch. Oh no.
The queen bee.
She's a bitch. Oh, that's funny. That's 4 counts of assault, battery, and police officer. Yep. Could be attempted murder since a couple were allergic. That could be bad. But she didn't give a fuck about that.
I'm just saying, man. She just so happened was trying to let the bees loose while the cops were in front of her, man.
She won't. That shit was premeditated as fuck.
Victim of circumstance, man.
Bitch, she put on her beekeeper outfit, man.
First
She's
of
like,
all,
I'm
but
gonna
that's
get
what I'm
these
saying.
motherfuckers.
So she just drives around with a beekeeper outfit on and a jar of
No,
bees.
she didn't have it on. She got out the car, put on a beekeeper's outfit, and I guess they were looking at her like she was crazy. Then she grabbed the. After she had it on, she grabbed
You're
the bee
not
joint.
hearing me, Ruben. That means she had it with her.
Oh yeah, she. Oh, this was like I said. This shit's premeditated as fuck.
No, not premeditated, Ruben. So is that what she does for like a living?
I assume there are a lot of people who have bees.
Once again, if that's what she does for a living, cool. That makes sense that you would have the outfit and some bees in the car.
Or
with
she
you.
was waiting for those motherfuckers to come
But
back.
if she does not, if that's not her career and she has no reason to have bees in the damn jar, why the fuck she rolling around with bees in a damn jar?
Hey, a girl's got to protect herself. Apparently,
Get a gun. Like that's
one of the few times ever we will say,
no,
"Get a
I'm just
gun."
saying, like I know she not in Florida. Can't
Now
be in Florida.
Now she was in Massachusetts.
But I say can't be in Florida.
Because bees don't last in Florida. It's too damn hot.
Shit. You ain't never been there then.
I mean, I have, but
Bees and wasps be all over the place.
Insert the number of bee puns. She was handling her business. Oh God. She's ahead of the table. Bee leaves. Oh, jeez. I mean, you got to read it because it's terrible. She wanted to get
you
the
don't have
fuzz.
to.
She wanted the fuzz to get buzzed. Nikki was like, she was thinking bee. It's a Barry Bees in mindset thinking. Cut out the hot. What? You know what? I don't understand that. I'm terrible. But hey, man, that's her superpower. She attacks people with bees.
We need a hey ladies desperately. AG, I can't wait for you to come back so you can end some of these extended conversations about bees.
Oh, watch the bee movie. Oh, yeah, I haven't watched the bee movie. Have you watched the bee movie, Moby? I mean, you got kids.
I might have.
That means you watch a whole bunch of kids movies. You just don't remember.
It just means I'm able to tune out stuff. Like I can be in a room with something happening and not really be in a room with something happening.
Damn, yeah. That's a cool superpower.
It's not a superpower, it's a survival skill. It's a survival skill.
Well, that's first thing on your mind. What you got for us, Moby?
Man, I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing that's gonna top a B story, apparently.
Come on, man. I know you always have something. Don't give me that bullshit.
No, man. It's like, I wanted to every time I want to do something different, like
it goes back to Florida.
It's not that it goes back to Florida. Like I'm just like trying to find new ways to like fully diversify this foreign affairs. No, this foreign affairs mission with Florida.
Why are you trying to make something harder that's so easy?
No, it's not. That's the thing, man. It's not that I'm trying to make it harder. I just don't want it to be repetitive, man. So and I gotta make sure that people understand, man, that I really don't just be out here hating Florida. I really just don't understand that territory of land. And like honestly, this is more me trying to research a different culture, a different lifestyle, a different territory.
Well, talk about Alaska then.
I was born in Alaska. I get Alaska. It's cold and they got oil. I I wrapped up Alaska like that.
So amongst all this thought process, you got a foreign affairs?
I mean, I don't know if I want to call it a foreign affairs. Like, honestly, I wanted to be like,
call it a Moby special. Whose man's is it?
I want to be a whose man's is this, man?
Well, call it that. Because whose man's is it?
So, look, man, obviously, DeSantis ain't my man's. But, I mean, apparently, there's some people in Florida that like him. So, let's talk about this dumb motherfucker.
I mean, all day. Let's go.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about this guy that I don't care for that much. So the article is on MSNBC.
Oh God.
No. This is just the title of the article. So I kind of fact checked, moved around some other places to see what they were really talking about. So here's the headline: Florida man arrested for voting. Quotation marks. What is wrong with this state? First of all, it's not a fucking state. It's a U.S. territory. I stand on that shit.
Oh God. See, look,
But
Nikki understands. You should already know if something's happening, and it's always Florida, Texas, or California. See,
I mean
Nikki gets it.
that's true. But like Texas got their own shit, and
But Nikki might be new, so you got to give us.
California's on their own thing. But Florida, like at least Texas and California, feel like they want to be a part of the country sometimes. Sometimes Texas kind of wants to be by themselves sometimes, but Florida, they on some other shit, man.
Hey man,
And
I'm not sure it's Nikki's news, so you gotta give her the punchline.
I'll get there. I'll get there. But
Oh come on, man.
so what is wrong with this state? That's part of the headline. So DeSantis basically got in front of cameras. I don't even know when this happened, but remember when they were talking about all that voter fraud that happened in 2020?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Well, DeSantis decided, hey man, we gonna take taxpayers' money and we're gonna actually have a whole committee going around figuring out where all this voter fraud came from. So we got 20 people arrested who voted illegally in 2020. Now that
Hold on, that's all the voter fraud they can find.
once again, that's kind of where I was gonna go with it. But you know what? Gets better. So
Gift
we
keeps on giving, baby.
yeah. So we actually have body cam footage of one guy being arrested, a guy named Tony Patterson.
Dang, you have to
Now,
put his government name out there.
yeah. But I'm saying it's cool, But yeah, we got body cam footage of him being arrested. When police went to arrest Tony Patterson outside his Tampa Bay home, he couldn't believe the reason. What is wrong with this state, man? Patterson protested as he was being escorted to a police car in handcuffs. Voter fraud. Y'all said anybody with a felony could vote, man. That was his quote. Now, so I had to do some research. Well, in 2018, the state of Florida did say that any felon who appealed and went through the proper protocol would have their rights to vote. You know, they would have their rights to vote again.
Yeah, but they gotta go through the appeal.
And he did.
Okay.
Him and 20 other people who were arrested for this all did.
And they got their voter license back.
Yes and no, apparently. So apparently, even though the board said, yes, now that you've, appealed this, you can vote. Well, apparently, since it hadn't been approved and by whoever needed to approve it, they still got arrested. Although they were told by the people that they submitted their paperwork with that they could vote. They went to the voting poll site that they were told to go to.
And they had their names.
And it had their names, and they voted. So,
what?
Once again, and DeSantis, like literally, when they first got arrested, had media, everybody around him, basically boasting how, hey, we caught people illegally voting.
20
basically, basically using it to bolster his appeal that there was so much voter fraud going on.
20 people, 20 votes.
Yeah,
because that would have swung absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so the Times reported that all the people who were handcuffed seemed baffled, and Floridians approved a state constitutional amendment in 2018 restoring voting rights to many felons, but also because they'd been explicitly told by officials that they could legally cast ballots. There's almost no way that these charges of voter fraud can be held, because voter fraud means you have to prove that the person set out to defraud a system. These people were told that they could vote.
I mean, they had their name on the list already. That means they're vetted and they're good.
Yep. 12 of the 19 people registered were Democrats. 13 of them were black. Just putting that out there.
Hold Hold on. 12 were Democrats, 13 were black.
Just putting it out there.
So the one Trump dude, the one black
Hey,
Trump
hey,
dude,
no, he could have been independent. Could have been independent. Just said he was a Democrat.
he just didn't vote for him. He didn't vote for Trump. So they was like, nah, you're illegal.
So, what is wrong with this state, man? Tony Patterson asked the police at time of arrest. And 2 months later, that is not just a theoretical question. That is a question that now everyone is still trying to figure out, as these people are still awaiting to see what the result of their arrest is going to be. So they were arrested like a year and a half after the fact.
And they haven't gotten a date yet?
They're well, of course, they've got their court hearing date coming up soon. But no, they have it,
Wow.
So 20 people, all who went through the proper protocol to vote, got arrested, and then didn't just get arrested, got escorted away from wherever they were in handcuffs. There's body cam footage of it, and Tony Patterson seems bewildered. Like he's like, "You arrested me for voter fraud? Yo, y'all told me I could vote."
Nikki was like, sounds like a paperwork error. Susan didn't want to do her job that day.
You know what? That's nice to say it's a paperwork error. Sounds like they just need to find some niggas to arrest. I mean, honestly, it just to me, it just sounds like they was just like, hey, man,
it's a light day. We got to figure some shit out.
No, they was like, man, we've been trying to find some voter fraud shit for a long time, man. We can't find it. But you know what? We can arrest these dudes.
I wonder if they're going to sue Florida.
I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to sue, because then you'd have to prove that they maliciously came after you. And if there's if there's any loophole, any reasoning, like if they can say, hey, well, kind of like Nikki said, if they can say, hey, somebody didn't file the paperwork they were supposed to. So,
but here's my thing. The question is, were they handwritten in on that list, or were they typed in on that list? Because they were typed in on that list, that means they're in the database, because all they did is print that shit out.
I mean, once again, my thing is, if they showed up there and they were allowed to vote, and they had been told that they were allowed to vote, and they can all prove that, they actually registered to have their voter rights restored,
and they were restored.
What are we doing?
I mean,
like, hey, you know what? I can even ride with them. Okay, we arrested them. We get down to the station. We get the whole story. You know what? Hey, our bad. We didn't get the paperwork in. But no, DeSantis basically used this as a win. Hey, man, Florida, man, like, and I would say this is why I say U.S. stops at Georgia, because they got people like this. But I mean, we got DeSantis people, or DeSantis-like people all over politics. It just seems like in Florida, he gets away with more shit.
Well, when you're a governor, you kind of could do some shit. And now he's trying to run for president.
So this isn't one of those times where I'm like, keep that Florida shit in Florida. This is one of them times where, like, hey, Florida, if you want to get your shit together, get this motherfucker out of Florida. like honestly, if you really want to prove to the rest of the country that you really want to be a state in this country, get rid of DeSantis. Because as long as y'all got him, man, y'all just a U.S. territory. The U.S. stops at Georgia, and Nick Saban just gonna come stealing recruits. That's it. The only reason we come into Florida is to get football recruits and to go to Disney World and go to South Beach, which, as I went to South Beach, I realized South Beach is really overrated.
I've never been there.
I mean, there wasn't as many fine people at South Beach as I thought. I was like, hey, man, this ain't the South Beach part that I be seeing on the camera. Maybe I was on the wrong, maybe I was on the broke people side of South Beach, but I was just like, hey.
Well, you're still here, so you want the Dade County part of South Beach.
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
because maybe I just look like I fit in.
SA.
No, I'm just saying, in Florida, people ain't gonna bother you in Florida, especially if they don't know you're not from Florida, because everybody just assume everybody got one of them things. So you good.
That's very true. God knows, I don't know how many stories you talked about people having them things.
Hey
stealing
man,
dogs and
there is a couple of states where you just know somebody gonna have a gun in the article. Florida,
Texas.
Texas, and Georgia. Somebody gonna have a gun.
I mean, Virginia too. Don't get it twisted. You just don't. Virginia people aren't that dumb.
Whoa.
Hold on. They're not brandishing their guns like that.
We just ain't got that many Virginia people. It's a population thing. Don't say Virginia people ain't that dumb, because you giving Virginia way too much credit. Way too much credit. Yeah, man. U.S. stops at Georgia. Whose man's is this? Get DeSantis about the paint. He tried to take Disney World from y'all. Florida. Like, that's all y'all. He tried to take Disney from you.
The greatest place on earth. He tried to get that shit up out of there. And y'all still got this dude. That's fun. All right. So we're at the football game, and my brother had to go grab something. So after the game, yada yada yada. So of course, man, next we look out, we hear some commotion. And of course, there's a crowd of people. So you know what it is. It's a fight. Two drunk white dudes. A woman literally got her arms around one white dude, probably her husband. Leave him alone. Don't do anything. You'll get in trouble. And the other drunk white dude, nobody was touching him. So I don't know if they know their friend. I don't know if he smacked the dude's girl on the ass. I don't know. But it looked like it was about to be two old white people about to get down, fighting, drunk. All we needed. And then, of course, people pulled out their cameras, waiting for shit to happen. We just kept it moving. And I was like, yo, bro, all we need is somebody to yell out World Star. And I mean, it's just funny.
So minus the cameras, it looked like you watched part of what I watched today, which was Game of Thrones, like drunk white people, drunk white people trying to go to fisticuffs over some random white broad that ain't even all that hot.
We don't know why they were fighting, but they both had on commander gear. So it wasn't like somebody from Washington, somebody from Green Bay. I mean, it was, black on black crime or commander on commander crime. So if she was the only woman there, like only person there trying to do something, so clearly he might either said something or he might have smacked the butt or whatever. And of course, he took offense to that, or maybe she was like, why you slap my ass? And then, masculinity kicks into gear.
Game of Thrones, man. That's all
Game
it was,
of
man.
Thrones.
Them goddamn Lannisters and whatever other family name like this.
Romeo and Juliet, man. What's on your mind, movie?
So, all right. What's on my mind is Game of Thrones.
Clearly.
So I didn't watch football today. I watched Game of Thrones, and not necessarily because Mocha Cowboy, the girl's never worth fighting over.
No, hell no.
You got drunk white dudes involved. It's never.
Nope, not even close, man. Not even close. Not even close. I mean,
he didn't have to tell me that. I already knew that based on the story that this chick was nobody worth fighting over.
A tall old white dude and a short fat old white dude who both were drunk. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say she was ugly. I'm just gonna sit here and say
she wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing based on your sensibilities and taste in women.
Thank you. See, I knew I could count on you. I'll just wait for you to say it.
So like I was watching Game of Thrones today, man, and I'm not terribly into the show. I'm not a Game of Thrones hater either. Like it's like season 5 or season 6. I don't even know what season we in. I've seen White Walkers. I've seen Jon Snow get stabbed to death. I mean, people that you don't have no idea what I'm talking about, Ruben. So I've seen bits and pieces.
I've heard of Jon Snow.
Yeah, so I'm seeing all these things, man, and all my semi-racist ass can think about is like, how come ain't no people of color in this show with any authority and power. And the only reason I'm saying it, not because I'm like on some Wakanda forever shit or nothing, but it's just like it's just too many.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are there any black people in it at all?
Yeah. Yeah, there are.
But nobody in power.
Not really.
Are they slaves?
I mean, I guess the darndest people are brown ish. We'll go with the ish.
I mean, are they slaves?
And see, Nikki, you absolutely went where I was going. So we're watching Game of Thrones. When I say we, I say loosely we. I'm in the room while Game of Thrones is being watched because
That's
somebody
quality
in this
time,
house,
baby.
yeah,
That's been that
that
quality time.
quality time. And my wife really wants to start watching House of Dragons. And I'm like, cool. How come all of these shows wait until like the next rendition or the prequel to introduce color? And what I mean is like, look, we watched Lord of the Rings. I watched all 3 of them. I watched The Hobbits. I watched that trilogy too. And then all of a sudden, I get some Rings of Power shit that happened thousands of years prior, and now I see all the black people. So where did they go? So then everybody tells me, hey, there's way more color in House of Dragons, and I'm like, all right. So where was
Isn't
they
that a
at when all
prequel?
this? No, well, I don't know. Don't get me the line. I don't think so.
Mocha Cowboy, is that a prequel?
I don't know, but whether it's a prequel or not, I'm just like, all right, how come we had 6 seasons of Game of Thrones in which I saw like 6 black people of relevance, and I did see there were brownish people, but it's like how come we don't get introduced until the prequel? And then if we're always in the prequel, if we're so damn heavy in the prequel or on the post part, like if we were in the prequel, where the fuck did we go? And if we come on the aftermath, where were we in the beginning? Like I get it. Like at some point in time, I understand black people and people of color, like, hey, we want to be represented in these shows too. But part of me goes like, hey, if you ain't gonna represent us at the beginning, don't just insert us at some random time and act as if we're like supposed to be like, oh, cool, we got representation now. Like, nah, man, if you're gonna keep if the show gonna be white, let that shit be white. That's all that's on my mind. I know that might be like maybe a stupid way of thinking, but I'm just like, yo, I just feel like we're forced in.
So 2 things before we continue. One, Mocha Cowboy said it is a prequel. W.R. Brown says not a quick prequel. I need an answer.
Hold
if
on.
House of Dragons is a prequel.
I didn't know how W.R. Brown knows because we still on Game of Thrones, so I don't know how you know anything. and unless you've been cheating on me and watching it with your other man, which if you have, thank you for him, because I probably don't want to watch it and he's probably doing me a favor.
Oh, I'm wrong. Okay, so W.R. Brown is incorrect. Wow, this is the first time I've ever heard W.R. Brown say she was wrong about anything.
She said it to y'all.
I was gonna say we need to take this
once
picture.
again,
This shit.
She said it to y'all.
You better bring out your camera, take a picture.
No,
so you can say,
no,
hey,
no, because she said it to the 5-minute warning StreamYard page. She did not say that to me.
So they killed the Black Rabbit.
You mean
why was that funny? In the Rings of Power, they killed the Black Rabbit. Does that mean anything?
Hobbit. They killed the Black
Hobbit. I'm sorry, Hobbit, Rabbit, shit.
I mean, I didn't want to laugh at it, but I mean, part of me was just like, they gotta kill him. They gotta kill all the black people because by the time Lord of the Rings came around, won't none of them around. So I mean, like at some point in time, I expect every person of color on this damn show to be dead. The Regent, she's blind now, but she got to be dead, and she can't have no kids because she black. And the black elf,
hold on. She can't have no kids because she black.
Yeah, because then it leads me to believe where did all her kids go? Where did all her kinfolk go? Because by the time we got the Sauron and the big ass eye over the volcano in Lord of the Rings, there won't near black person unless you want to count an orc as a black person, which I always felt like the orcs were basically just black people.
Wow. You know, there are times in life I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself that I've watched none of this.
See, except and you're missing it.
Except for the one episode of Game of Thrones I watched, and I can't watch that shit no more.
You're missing it because there's some really good storytelling in all of it. My thing is like, you don't have to insert us in just because 2022 standards say, hey, you got to insert us in. Like, I'm actually okay. Like, because honestly, if we were doing all types of movies on slavery and it was nothing but black people in the movies, and then some white person like, hey, there's no white person in the movie, and we just inserted random white person in this movie, kind of like what they used to do with all the movies anyway. Like The Last Samurai was a white guy, apparently. But like, we don't need to, like,
whitewashing.
yeah, like, hey man, like, it's okay. Look, I don't need to be in Middle Earth. I don't need to see any of my descendants in Middle Earth. It's cool.
So Kebiako says,
Yo, I thought the same thing. Like, yo, her dad is white as fuck. Like he's not even like an Italian stallion. He's not even no Greek with thick hair. Like, no, he's not even no questionable. Like, no, this dude is pale. Like, probably came from Iceland.
Like
white.
Sunday morning.
He is Santa Claus white.
Santa Claus white.
Just like he said, Santa Claus white.
Where her mama at?
We don't know where the mama at, but she is clearly black. So I gotta feel like the mama must have been black, and the mama must be dead. And now the Regis got to be dead, because I know by the time Middle Earth came around, there was no black humans walking around all happy.
Y'all killing me with this shit. Oh my god.
And she's in charge, so it's not even like they can be like, hey, black people was like, no, the regent's in charge. So like, yeah, like she got to be gone, and they got to be like, hey, that's why we can't do nothing with you niggas, because you run shit into the dirt, and we got to write you off.
She wouldn't be that. She'd be a half breed. Get it right.
First of all, don't no white person consider no black person or any person of mixed descent. If you got black, don't nobody say half. They say you're black.
Usually, actually, terminally, they say you're mixed.
Okay, so did we call Obama mixed, or did we say Obama was the first black president? I rest my case, sir.
I didn't know he was mixed.
Now, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. I'm just saying, correctness is not what we go by. Like, this country is not built on correctness.
This country is built on a whole bunch of shit that we're not getting into today. But awesome.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. If you're gonna put us in these old shows, like, man, if we weren't in it from the beginning, just leave us out, man. Don't try to squeeze us in and make it work. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to put some nigga in the background, some cornrows, and be like, oh yeah, like,
see, and that's what I said about Lando Calrissian. He's been the only black person in Star Wars for like 6 movies, and now. Well, for like 3 movies, and then you got Mace Windu, and now you got this other dude who used to be a stormtrooper.
No, he's been the only black person that like had really speaking roles
in the first 3.
I mean, you saw a black person in the background. Yeah, you would see when he'd be posted up looking around, like, I mean,
because Lando be messing with them green girls, so Lando was not a choosy person.
Man, you ain't got to be choosy when you're drinking Coke 45.
Does every time. Awesome. So, what's on my mind is something that Moby said to me a couple days ago. We gotta stop putting our energy into stupid people. Let me keep it moving. So, Kanye West. At this point in time, I don't know. Wow, that's what we're doing. Give me the full screen. But so I don't know what happened to Kanye West, who used to make albums. He used to do beats. I don't know this Kanye West. These 2 different people. I don't know this dude. And look, man, when it's all said and done, he's a clout chaser. There's no other question about it. He is a clout chaser. And we need to do what Moby told me yesterday what we need to do. We need to stop giving this dude attention. Because that dude is a mess. And that's it. That's all I got. Because pretty much I was done with him when he said slavery was a choice. After that, you can never come at me with anything about anything. I don't care how much you play the college dropout. Jesus walks was the new workout. I don't care. Like, we're officially done. Like, done. Because I can't be part of that kind of stupidity. Now, with that being said, I understand, ladies and gentlemen, that we all put up with stupidity. Hey, and you know what? Sometimes that's me. And I appreciate you for listening to the show and stuff. So please put up with my stupidity. But, we can't be putting up with stupidity, man. On a global scale like this. I mean, let's just forget about the White Lives Matter shirt. Let's just forget about this dude think he's the smartest person on the planet now. Let's just let's just remember him from Gold Digger. That's the only thing that I want to remember him from, because this dude is done. I can't. There's nothing else I got. And we need to stop giving him attention. And from this point off, I'm not giving him any more attention. I can't do it. I can't. I listened to about 30 minutes of him on Piers Morgan last night. I can't do it. The stupidity that comes out of his mouth is too much for me to deal with. So, with that being said, if you have hate in your heart, let it out. If you have stupidity in your life, let it out. Move that shit, because it's not worth it. And I don't care anymore about what he did in the past or anything like that, because I knew that dude was problems when he came out with his gospel album. That was the beginning of the end of Kanye West. He is not mentally ill. He is stupid. He is just dumb. I can't do with him. I can't deal with him anymore.
I'm sorry. I gotta cut in, man. I was trying not to. I wanted to give you the space to say what you want, but Nikki, you just said he is mentally ill and needs supervision, and I have a really hard stance on the mental health thing. I hate the fact that people say anything about Kanye West's mental health. And the only reason I'm stating that is not because I don't believe mental health is a real thing. It's not that I don't believe mental health might play a role in things, but he has been claimed to say he's bipolar. Cool. I don't care. He's diagnosed bipolar. I get it. But I just want to know, why is it that all his mental health ailments came when he started to become less popular musically? It wasn't the other way around. To me, it was a form of clout chasing, and we started making excuses for him. And the fact that we're trying to make excuses for a public figure is already problematic, because honestly, this is just my personal opinion, but when it comes to artists and people who entertain us, I honestly don't look for them to give me anything else. I don't look for his political stance. And if you say, oh, I was about to say, people say, hey, when he lost his mother, it was a hard thing for him. You know what? And that's perfectly reasonable. But the fact that we as a people keep putting microphones in front of this guy so we can either lash out against him, laugh at him, some people support him, whatever. The dude makes beats and he makes music.
You don't even do that anymore.
That's all he needs to be. Now, if he wants to do other things, that's fine. But you need to earn a platform for me to listen to you and take you seriously, not just get it because you made a couple hot albums and you've produced some tracks that I like. I don't like the mental health stigma because of him being a public figure and in saying mental health and doing all this outlandish, stupid shit. It puts a really bad stigma on other people who have mental health issues, because then those people get looked at super negatively about having mental health. And not all people with mental health do stupid shit. And what Kanye does is a lot of public stupid shit. Has nothing to do with mental health. Not saying mental health might not play a factor in it, but stupidity stupidity and accountability has to come into play sometimes.
Personal responsibility. And then look, don't listen to me. Don't sit here and say, Ruben, you're telling the truth. No. YouTube, Piers Morgan,
don't do that to yourself.
And him. If you don't believe me, watch 30 minutes of that, and you will change your mind, and you will be like, this dude is off his rocker. He ain't crazy. He just dumb. And I'm sorry, I can't give this dude an excuse anymore after he sat there and told everybody that slavery was a choice. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, but what I'm saying is, hey, we just got to stop giving people unnecessary platforms. Look, if he wants to come out with his own podcast and shit, that's great for him. Then that gives you a choice whether you want to listen to that drivel a lot or not. But look, man, I get it. We miss the old Kanye. But as I said at episode 1, actually 2, because it got cut out. Episode 2, he made a song about Chick-fil-A being closed on Sunday on his gospel album. That's all I needed. That gospel album is all I needed to know. This dude is done. Cancel Christmas. And unfortunately, it's not even the fact that he's divorced now. It's the fact that he's got 2 kids and they watching all this bullshit. So all I'm saying is, surround yourself with good people. And if people ain't trying to be good around you, tell them to kick rocks and find some good people around you. All right. That's all I got. So first of all, thank you for everybody for joining us today. Saw some new faces, saw some old faces. This is season 3 finale. And next week, we will have our 3rd year anniversary and the beginning of season 4 of 5 Minute Warning. Feel free to go back and check some of our old stuff because, real talk, there's some funny shit up in there, especially by this dude beside me. That dude funny. I'd like to thank Mo B for being on the episode. AG will be back with us next week, hopefully. Definitely get well on that. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who listened to us. Thank you if you listen to us live or you listen to us on the podcast that'll come out on Thursday or Friday. Hey, tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us because, hey, we like new people. So, definitely send them our way. And next week, 3-year anniversary. Oops, excuse me. Well, it's a 3-year anniversary. Yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years next week. Craziness. And we got some surprises for you next week. So it'll be good. Definitely tune in and watch. And of course, as always, peace, love, hair grease, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of